Om Sri Sai Ram, Om Sri Sai Nadhaya Namaha, Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. So today we will talk about Kakada Arathi and its spiritual inner meanings, what we can learn from that. Because we've been doing Kakada Arathi since the end of the March and we will continue until July. So with all the things going on in the world right now, this is a very good contribution from Sai family. So for the world peace, our Baba can bless everybody in the whole wide world. So we are all blessed to do that. And before we go into the Kakada Arathi, I want to give a little bit about the Arathis, how they started in the Shirdi. Just briefly, I know we talked about this before. First, if we read the Sai Satcharita, we see that usually there was only one Arati first, that was Noon Arati. We can read that in the Sai Satcharita that everybody heard the Arati being started in the masjid. So everybody kind of flocked to the Dwarka Mai. So that's the evidence that we have in Sai Satcharita first. But later on, what happened was, I think probably if you look at the 1904, around 1904 or 1905, that's when our Nana Chandorkar's daughter was having a baby and was having a difficult labor. At that time, Baba sent Udi and Adakars, Madhavrao Adakar's Arati Sai Baba bhajan or Arati to Mainatai. So that's how she was saved and the baby was saved. So we all remember that. That means by that time, 1904, there was that Arati. But later on, around like 1910, I think when Baba used to go to Chavdi from Dwarka Mai every alternate day or so, or he used to go and sleep in Chavdi. So at that time, they started the first Sage Arati, and then Kakada Arathi also was done in Chavdi itself. So only the Noon Arati was done basically in Dwarka Mai initially. So later on, what happened was in Satewada also Baba's picture was there. So there also they started doing the Arati. And then later on Dikshitwada was built also, and they did another Arati there too. So like that, all the Aratis kind of developed there. And Gurusthan also was, there somebody was doing there also. So around 1910, Sage Arati was kind of started. So later on, the full-fledged Aratis came. Why these 4 Aratis are done for Baba? Where is this tradition coming from? The Noon Arati was kind of independent. It came upon there. But if you, in Maharashtra, the Pandaripuram, the Panduranga, they do the actually 3 Aratis. One is the Kakada Arati in the morning, and then they do the Dhup Arati and Sage Arati. But they don't have the Noon Arati. Instead of Noon Arati there, what they do is they dress up Vittal, and then they give Mahanaivedyam and all that. That's the kind of the rites that are performed for Vittal at that time. So, and in the morning also for the Vittal they do Panchamrita Abhishekam and all that. So that tradition of Kakada Arathi was there in Pandaripuram, and mostly, if we remember the great saints like Tukaram, Janabai, and Sant Gnanadev, all of them contributed to these great abhangs, or like Sams. So if you look at Baba, he loved Tukaram Maharaj abhangs. He loved them. He wanted them to sing those abhangs all the time. Usually, the Tukaram Maharaj ji, he was like from I think 1598 through 1649, around that time, 16th and 17th centuries. And so he wrote so many abhangs. Abhang means basically an unbroken kind of thing. It's a beautiful poem praising Panduranga. Always he wrote those poems. So Baba helped all of us in different ways, and he's beyond the worldly activities, and he's our guru. So he's our Paramatma. He's Paramatma. He tried to put all of us on the right track whenever we deviate from the track. And he helps us to grow in the spiritual path. Even though he fulfills all the worldly wishes for all of us, but mainly he wanted us to follow his words, his Sai Satcharita, whatever the words he recited in the Sai Satcharita, he wanted us to follow those. Because there is so much knowledge there, it makes us advance through the spiritual path. It talks about Brahmagnana, Bhakti, surrendering, all kinds of things are there, Karma Yoga, everything is there in Sai Satcharita. And for Sai Bhakta, Sai devotees, that is an ultimate thing. In a similar way, how Sai Satcharita is, Sai Aratis are so great that if we really understand the meaning of those Aratis and pray Baba with those inner meanings in mind, you don't have to read anything else. When we look at Nolkar, when we look at Mega, how they attained salvation, Baba blessed them. They understood the inner meanings of the Aratis, and they used to pray to Baba all the time. That's how they got mukti. So we remember that from the Sai Satcharita also. All the Upanishad teachings are there, even in the Aratis, even in the Sai Satcharita. And also Bhagavad Gita, and all the essence of Bhagavad Gita is also there in the Aratis. So today we will focus with that introduction. We will focus on the Kakada Arathi. Basically, Kakada Arathi, if you all have books with you, if you can open up, and then when I tell you to look at certain page or certain verse, please look at it, okay? There are like totally 13 or 14 segments, mainly 13 segments in the Kakada Arathi. And Tukaram Maharaj Ji wrote 2 of them. They adopted from Tukaram 2 of them, Janabai 2, and Namdev 2. And then Dasganu Maharaj wrote Sai Raham Nazar Karna. It was kind of divided into 2 actually. So, and then our great Sri Jogeshwar, Ramakrishna Jogeshwar Bhishma, he was the main reason, and Sai asked him to write these aratis, and he was so blessed. Baba asked him to give him 5 laddus, the sweets. So those are the sweets that he gave to Baba. So Baba blessed him so much, Jogeshwar Bhishma. Because of his grace, Bhishma was able to write all these bhajans and all these arati segments. So the first one to start with, I'm just going to play the first one. So just listen to it and then we'll talk about it. Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki jai.
जोडोनिया कर चरणे ठेविला माथा परिसावी विनंती माझी पंढरीनाथा असो नसो भावलो तुझी आठाया कृपा दृष्टी पाहे मजकडे सद्गुरु राया अखंडित सावे ऐसे वाटते पायी सांडोनी संकोच ठाव थोडासा दे तुका म्हणे देवा माझे वेडी वाकुडी नामे भव पाश हाते आपुल्या तोडी.
So this Kakada Arathi starts with this, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a good start for Kakada Arathi. If we understand, I think, we all can read the meanings of it. A lot of people explain these, but let's look at the little bit deeper meaning in this. This one was basically written by Tukaram Maharaj Ji, and he used to say like Pandari Raya and Sadguru Raya, and we kind of have it Sadguru Raya and Sadguru Nad. There it says Pandarinada and Pandari Raya. Okay, so that's how they kind of transformed that Abang to Sai, and then they saw Sai as Pandarinad, and then they prayed to him. They start praying in the morning, first thing in the morning. So here, the main thing we all need to, when we do Kakada Arathi in the morning, what we are asking Baba is, we have to ask Baba to give us a small space, a little room at his feet, so that we can think about him every day, whole day. Okay, we're starting the day by thinking about him so that we are on the right track. That's what Tukaram says there. And also the most important thing is the last verse in that one. He talks about how all the worldly activities every day bother us and make us forget God. So we get like really immersed in what we are doing every day, and we forget to think about God. So he is asking God, he is asking, the Kakada Arathi is asking Sai, so that we can remember him throughout the day. It's like an unmindfulness in my contemplation, and your holy name should be on my mind, so that I can be free of these worldly attachments. So that's the beautiful start, that Joduniya Karacharani Tevila Madha. So then it goes on to say, Uta Uta Ho Panduranga. That one was written by Janabai, and these are all called, there are 4 Bhupalis they call. Okay, the first 4 of them are called Bhupalis. What is Bhupali means? Bhupalis are like, it's like a royal kind of thing, like a king's. When they praise them, they praise in such a way that is called a Bhupali. And then Bhupali Raga is also they talk about. So that's why we're treating our Guru like a king of the universe. That means Paramatma, God. So that's how our thinking should start. So in a similar way, Janabai was praising Panduranga. That's what the second one, when you look at it. And then the third goes into Uta Uta Sri Sai Nada Guru, right? So that one, if you look at it, Charana Kamala Dava Adi Vyadi Bhavatapa Varuni Tara Jadajiva. So this is very important, really. We need to understand here what they're asking is, this is written by the Bhishma. Okay, this was written by the Sri Jogeshwar Bhishma. What we are asking here, this whole thing, this whole page, when you look at it, he's talking about to grant us the sight of the Baba's feet. Okay, we are trying to awake Baba so that we can be at the feet of Baba, we can see the feet of Baba, and so that our maladies, that means our defects and then our attachments, are all taken away from this life and uplift us from all these insensate existence. That means, these are all not going to come with us when we die. We're going to leave everything, whatever we're doing here, except our Guru's grace. Whatever we do spiritually, that's the only thing that comes. He's implying that there, Bhishma. And the ignorance will be taken away. That's what the inner meaning is, like Adhyatmika meaning he's talking about. And then he talks about Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya, we all talked about it before. It's a divine power of illusion. It's a Mahashakti. And because of that, we are into the worldly desires and attachments. So we become so powerless sometimes to resist the pull of the world, right? So with that pull from the Yoga Maya, we're asking Baba to save us from that entanglement of the Maya. So that is the inner meaning here. And then he concludes, Bhishma concludes this segment by saying that the way the sun drives away the darkness, in a similar way, whatever the ignorance I have in my heart, in my mind, as a jiva, please get rid of that, and so that I can be enlightened. So much meaning is there in this one. So we just need to understand so beautifully this thing. So then there is that Uta Panduranga Ata Darsana Dhyasa Kala. So there also he continues the Namdev, he talks about the fourth Bhupali there. So the four Bhupalis are finished here. And then the next one that comes is the, I'm going to just play a little bit of that. Please listen to it.
आरती करे तो साईनाथ देवा चिन्मय रूप दाखवी घेऊनी बालकलघु सेवा काम क्रोध मद मत्सर आटुनी काकडा केला वैराग्याचे तूप घालुनी मी तो भिजविला साईनाथ गुरु भक्ती ज्वलने तो मी पेटविला तदवृत्ती जाळुनी गुरुनी प्रकाश पाडिला द्वैत तमानासुनी मिळवी तत्स्वरूपी जीवा चिन्मय रूप दाखवी घेऊनी बालकलघु सेवा काकड आरती करीतो साईनाथ देवा चिन्मय रूप दाखवी घेऊनी बालकलघु सेवा
So this one is a beautiful one. When we sing this Kakada Arathi, I really enjoy this part of it. Chinmaya Rupada Kavi Gevuni Balaka Lagu Seva. So if we read direct meaning of it, it sounds so simple, but what he's talking here is the Pancharati, what we're waving that in front of the Baba with the 5 lighted wicks, and then offering the Baba that and fixating our minds with the very steadfast devotion and meditating on Sai, this kind of segment takes us into that deep meditation state. And then we're also asking Baba here, kindly accept this ignorant child service, tiny service. What is mean by what does this mean? Ignorant child. It's not like Balaka Lagu Seva. Because we are in spiritual path, we are like a child. We don't know anything. So we are asking Baba that I have an empty mind, I have an empty heart. Please fill your grace with that so that I can learn the tattva that you are trying to teach. And then what do we need to do for that? He's teaching us the sadhana prakriya here. Okay? This Bhishma wrote with the grace of Baba, he wrote like this. What is he saying? I make my lust, anger, pride, envy, and hatred as wicks and dip them in the ghee of Vairagya. The 5 wicks are kindled with the fire of Guru Bhakti. So we are lighting that up with Guru Bhakti, Sai Bhakti. Then what happens is those flames come with how the flames come? Sadguru Sai Nada is lighting them up. And then so that we can visualize Sai in that. So what does it mean is that when we follow the Ashtanga Yoga Marga by doing Yama Niyamas and Asana Pranayama, those kind of Pratyahara, Dharana, okay, Dhyana and Samadhi. All those Ashtanga Margas are mentioned here so that we can grow there by doing these things, so that the Sai inside our heart light it up, so that we get enlightenment, so that we can see Sai in us. So that's the meaning, inner meaning of it here. And then the next one, if we go to the seventh one on our page, so that one is Bhakti Chiya Poti Bodha Kakada Jyoti Pancha Prana Jive Bhave Ovalu Arati Maja Pandari Nada Maja Sai Nada. This one is also very important. What they're saying here in this entire thing is, this was actually written by the Tukaram Maharaj Ji, Sant Tukaram Maharaj Ji. So with the devotion really lighted up in our hearts, we are offering the Kakada Arathi to Sai. How? The 5 vital forces that we have, the pranas, pancha pranas that we have, along with the ego, the mind and all that, we are making them as wicks in the Arati lamp, and we are offering that. Okay, whenever we do the Pancharati, remember that we are doing all those vital forces, the pranas. But not only that, when you remember Baba in Brahmagnana chapter, he talks about us giving it to him the 5 rupees. Okay, those 5 rupees are nothing but all this what he's talking about here. So the Suprabhata Seva, or we call Kakada Arathi, right? That is the Suprabhata. Why we do this? Why we have to wake up God? Is God sleeping? Probably not, because God is Paramatma. Okay? So Gnani also is not sleeping. When Gnani is enlightened person is not sleeping also, even though they appear like sleeping. One time Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, okay, one of the devotees asked him, what is meant by sleeping while awake? Okay, because to understand this whole verse, we need to listen to Ramana Maharshi, what he said. Okay, Bhagavan replied, and then he said that the state of a gnani in deep sleep, okay, like in our deep sleep, our ego disappears, senses do not occur, they don't work. So in a similar way, for a gnani, already the ego disappeared. So that's why the mind is also annihilated. So that means they don't feel as a karta or bhokta. There is no doership. They're not doing things with their senses. That is why a gnani is said to be always in a perpetual sleep. Okay? So, but in ordinary sleep, what happens is there is no forgetfulness in gnani's sleep. Okay? He is always in the pure awareness of his self. In the same way, Baba also, when you remember, Baba used to, even though he was sleeping like in the Dwarka Mai with Tatya and Mahalsapati and Baba, we read about that in Sai Satcharita. Baba always was listening to his devotees. Whatever is happening in the universe, he used to pay attention to that. So all the devas will do that. Okay? There is no such thing as sleeping for them. So here, that's why we are kind of awaking God when we do the Suprabhata Seva. What we need to understand is that we are trying to awaken God in us. By learning to do the Suprabhata Seva every day, we are teaching ourselves so that we can see God in us. We can awaken God in us. That's why we're doing the Suprabhata Seva or Kakada Arathi. That is the inner real meaning of the Kakada Arathi. So God resides in us in the form of Chaitanya, consciousness. So we have to be aware of that by attaining Atma Sakshatkara, that is called salvation. So that's why whenever you are doing the Suprabhata Seva, remember that we are trying to awake God inside us, not trying to awake the God himself. So that is a very, very, very important aspect of it. So the next one is very important thing. Namdev wrote that too. Again, the same thing, Uta Uta Sadhu Santu. After that, if you look at it, this is very important. Okay? Prabhata Samayi Nabha Subha Ravi Prabhapakali. That is called Sainada Prabhata Astaka. Okay, we have some astakas all the time. Those astakas are very important. And then in the whole of Kakada Arathi, this is the most important one. Whenever you're reading this, remember that Baba asked Bhishma, Jogeshwar Bhishma to write this. Not only he wrote this, Baba told him that the Falasruti from this. I'll explain it to you. What is the Falasruti behind this? So in this one, when you listen to it, each verse in the end, it says Samardha Guru Sainada Puravi Manovasana, right? Samardha Guru Sainada Puravi Manovasana. What is this Manovasana he's talking about? In regular meaning, we're asking the Baba to fulfill our desires, heart's desires, whatever good for us. But the real spiritual sense here is that we want to get rid of the manovasanas, that is the impressions from previous lives, vasanas we call, okay? That's what Bhishma was trying to really convey to us. Each time we read this, we need to ask Baba to get rid of these patterns that we have, get rid of all these anger, lust, whatever we have from previous and this life. We do the same things over and over again. We fall for the worldly attachments. Those vasanas, we're asking Sai to get rid of these things. So there is so much inner meaning in this. And then not only that, we're asking the Baba to get rid of all the mental weaknesses, prejudices, and likes, dislikes, those kind of things. Even he's saying here, even the Trinity, that's Brahma, Vishnu, Maheswara, is not equal to Guru, okay, in this segment. And then he's saying Guru is the Paramatma, because we always read about Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheswara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Sai Gurave Namaha. So we say that. That's why he's talking about this. And in the end, if you go to the end of this verse, there is Falasruti there. Okay? The Prameya, Astakasi, Paduni Guruvara, right? That part of it is there. That one really, what it describes is, whoever chanting these 8 stanzas daily and prays to Sai shall be free of the illusions and attain everlasting peace. Okay, that's the inner meaning of it. That's what Bhishma wrote there. So whenever you're reading this Sainada Prabhat Ashtakam, remember that that is the Falasruti you are asking every day. And then Bhishma also says that Sainada himself told him about the Falasruti. Whoever reads this, they will go towards the Atmagnana. Okay, they will get the everlasting peace. That's what Baba's assurance was there with this Kakada Arathi, this Prabhat Astaka. Okay, whenever you're reading this, remember this. And then we get the beautiful things by Dasganu Maharaj, right? That's very easy to sing. Raham Nazar Karo, right? Sai Raham Nazar Karna, Bachon ka Palan Karna. Sai Raham Nazar Karna, Bachon ka Palan Karna. So that one is a beautiful one. Here, the Dasganu Maharaj, there are some interesting things there with Dasganu Maharaj explaining these things. What is he saying? Children means we are children in a spiritual way. That's what Dasganu Maharaj was saying. And then he was asking Baba to have blessing, grace on us so that we know the truth, okay? We know the real truth of the whole universe, that is the consciousness, the Paramatma. Anything else is false. That's what he was saying. You remember Sabhi Jut Jamana, right? He says that. And then he also says that I'm blind. What is that? My andahon. So what is he saying is that I have agnana. That means I cannot see the gnana. I cannot see the Paramatma. So you help me to go through this. You help me to grow in spiritually. So he's giving that kind of assurance, or like that when we pray to Baba, Baba is definitely going to do that for us. So here there are a couple of things. Just we all remember Dikshit Maharaj, right? He's so great. Baba took him, directly gave him a salvation. He took him he said, I will take you in Vimana. So in the same way, when he was traveling in the train, he just left his body and thinking about Baba at that time. So he talks about, in this one also, he really enjoyed what Dasganu wrote here. So he says that when Dasganu Maharaj writes Prabhu Dekalana, okay, he writes, the Dikshit used to sing it like Prabhu Pad Dekalana, Dari Chupachamani. That means to show me the path. Pad means the path is one thing and Baba's feet is another thing. So Dikshit was so devotional with that. He used to sing it as Prabhu Pad Dekalana. Okay? So, and then the Dasganu Maharaj writes, Sati Akiraka Kiyana Koi, right? Sati Akiraka Kiyana Koi. That means, like, he was saying that nobody is there for him. But Dikshit Maharaj uses to say, Tumbina Koi. Sati Akiraka Tumbina Koi. Koi nahi. So, like that, he used to sing a little bit differently from what Dasganu Maharaj wrote. So like this, the whole thing, all the Kakada Arathi has the inner meaning of walking the spiritual path and then getting the grace of Baba. And then all we have to remember, no matter how much sadhana we do, no matter how much knowledge we have, no matter how much knowledge of the Upanishads or anything we have, if we don't have the grace of Guru, it will be difficult. That means we need to follow the Navavida Bhakti. Bhakti is important. So we need the Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kriya Yoga, all kinds of the Gnana Yoga, all of them we need. All those things are included in these aratis. So with those things in mind, in the end, it concludes as Sri Sadguru Baba Sai, Sri Sadguru Baba Sai, right? It's kind of an amazing conclusion with that. Okay, Sri Sachidananda Samartha Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki Jai. Om Sri Sai Ram. Om Sri Sai Nadaya Namaha. Om Sri Sai Parabrahmane Namaha. Sri Sainath Maharaj ki.
Jai.
Sri Sainath Maharaj ki.
Jai.